Shalom, shalom. It's your brother Wild Rum. You're back with another lesson, Lord, willing to be edifying. I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Waha, Rakak Kodash, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 men of the Lord you see on the highways and byways prophesying in the name and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, also in the correct doctrine. I want to send a shalom to the one-third men, women, and children that will escape the judgment of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai by their faith. Just got another lesson I'm going to bring out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. As you see, the dial is being turned up on Babylon the Great, and Babylon is going to fall. And this will happen very, very soon in our lifetime, man. The pieces of the puzzle are in place, and the Lord is just laying everything down for you to see this puzzle come together. Now, I got a couple of videos I want to hit and some scriptures as well, and Lord willing to be edifying.
Been struck. TikTok, how many people? The deal has been struck. TikTok will no longer be on our phones from September of this year through March of 2026. They're going to be replacing it with a new version of the American TikTok app, and it's going to be called M. M is short for Meta. Oracle and a few other billionaires will be the new owners of TikTok. Here are the two things that is going to be coming along with that. You will no longer be able to see what's going on in the rest of the world because it destroys the government's narrative. And the U.S. government will now have full access to all of your data on TikTok, which is, if it's 130 million of us users here in the United States, that's a $3 billion a year sale of your data. That's what it's all about. Controlling the narrative for world views and your data. Don't get it twisted. It has nothing to do with national security. It has nothing to do with anything more than controlling the money and controlling the narrative.
All right, as you see, they're putting in place to take down TikTok. And like you said, that is to cause the world not to see what's going on here over in Babylon the Great and also in these other nations. So they're setting it up for this place to be blocked off from the world. Because as we get closer and closer to the end, we still have prophecies that has to be fulfilled. And they want to create a narrative that is against the nation to have TikTok. And like he just said, like he just broke down. And you can see that it's clear as day that they want to cut Babylon off from the world. Because the small hatters are basically want to use this place as a way to conquer the world, man, as they always have. So I got this next video I want you to check out as well.
If I was a leader of the United States and I knew something big was coming and I knew that there was going to be mass panic and people flipping the fuck out when I made this announcement or whenever it came, I would say, hey, I need to deploy the National Guard across the entire country in order to get a grip on crime. That way I can strategically put my pieces in place so when I make that major announcement that something's coming, they would be ready and be able to control the panic that will ensue after my announcement. And the first place I'd want to protect is where I'm going to be at, where all my bunkers are at, and anything else, Washington, D.C. And then I'd send the pieces everywhere else.
And it makes a lot of sense because if they cut you off from your financial banking system, which I believe a financial crash is coming as well, and that has to happen for them to bring in the NWO fully. They have to create chaos, which, like you said, you've seen DT create a narrative. It's a lot of crime going on in many of these major cities. So he sent 19 National Guard troops to 19 cities. And it's basically just to put these troops in place for a major event to happen, man. They've been saying false flag, basically a false flag event with sleeper cells. They've been saying that for a while, and nothing has happened. So they build you up and they die it down so they can basically hide their hand when they're bringing these different events. And I mean, I can't say for sure what's going to happen or what they're going to do, but you can see that this is their game plan and they've been their playbook for many years, and it's only going to amplify, man. It's only going to amplify. So the object of their game is to create chaos, because their slogan is "Order out of chaos." Now check this out. Now, as you see on the screen, I'm gonna bring it back. As you see on the screen, a PD exercise from September to November 2025. Same event, 201, during the CV in 2019. So you see the playbook they used, and it was also an exercise when they brought the CV in. So it's going to kick off as well as taking off TikTok. So you're not going to see what they're doing in Europe. You're not going to see what they're doing in France. You're not going to see these things, man, because as they hide their hands, they're bringing in their measures, man. There's draconian measures. Now, I think this was done. This meeting was a while back, so they always tell you. They always tell you before they actually bring these different events in, man, different exercises.
And public sectors. And later this year, we will have the largest ever national pandemic exercise that will test the UK's readiness for future pandemics.
So they said later this year. So that was spoke of earlier this year. They had another exercise coming. So as you see, the pandemic is being put in place. You also finna see the war put in place for it to go hot.
A short time ago, we informed the Iranian ambassador to Australia that he would be expelled. We have suspended operations at our embassy in Tehran, and all our diplomats are now safe in a third country. I can also announce the government will legislate to list Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, as a terrorist organisation.
So you see, when they start putting in these different measures against nations, and these are militaries, they're not just putting it against a little group of people that's basically not connected to a government. This is these governments' military, man. So they're expelling different dignitaries and different um, uh, um, dignitaries. Let's just say dignitaries, because they have plans for war. And as we've been seeing this peace talk for Russia, the U.S., Ukraine, all these are different. I would say side shows, side basically trying to get you to throw you off to think it's not going to happen, because Trump knows, DT knows, Putin knows, I forgot the Zelensky know, all of them know, man. And I ain't got to call all the names, but you know what I mean. Everyone knows, man. And it's basically going to go hot. So they got to turn off what you've been able to see going on in this, where the small hat is at, where the yellow and blue country at. They got to turn it off. And TikTok lets you see a lot of that, man. So if they turn it off, you can't see it. And when they get this war going hot, you're not going to see U.S. troops over there or in the South America, man. So TikTok is basically giving you a broad scope of different countries. It's connected all just by the internet, man, by this app, TikTok. And the time is running out, man. Babylon is about to fall, man. And the warning is soon to not go out anymore, for you to repent to the Lord.
A short time ago, we informed the Iranian ambassador to Australia that he would be expelled. We have suspended operations at our embassy in Tehran, and all our diplomats are now safe in a third country. I can also announce the government will legislate to list Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, as a terrorist organisation.
See that? So they made them claimed them for them to be a terrorist organization, their military, as they removed their diplomats for their country. So that's basically a way of an act of war, man. It's an act of war on a low level. They're not gonna come out and just tell you we're finna go into World War III. They're not gonna say that because the people are panicked. Now, this year, as you see, September 23rd, according to Hollywood, this has been spoke of for many years, man. You've been put in all type of movies, cartoons, TV shows of this September the 23rd, man. And for the most part, nothing major has happened around that time. But as you see, September the 1st, they're saying TikTok is not going to be on your phone anymore. So things are being put in place. That puzzle is being put all over to spread out for them to put all the pieces together, man, as prophecy unfolds. Now, you probably heard about September the 23rd last year, year before, but nothing, like I said, nothing major is really happening. But now we're seeing that all the chips are basically being laid out. And now, this September the 23rd makes a lot of sense now since they're going to take off TikTok. World War III is about to commence. You got another a PD exercise is being put out. It's going to happen in September to November. And not only this, you had the small hats have the red heifer sacrifice, man. So these events are major in a tell of prophecy because we know who controls Hollywood, man.
Hollywood's been doing this for a long time.
Bang Theory, an asteroid strikes September 23rd. The Volcano movie 239 in the license plate. Seeking a Friend at the End of the World, an asteroid strikes on September 22nd, 23rd, and ends the world. The movie Deep Impact starring Morgan Freeman. The asteroid would strike on 9/22. Evan Almighty, he said the date of the flood is September 22nd.
Until September 22nd, midday. And if the ark isn't finished by then, you will be.
Is that when it's going to happen? September 22nd, midday? The movie Knowing, the date of September 22nd and 23rd, the Earth is destroyed by a solar flare. Little Shop of Horrors, you had this September 23rd event that humans will encounter a deadly threat. The movie Tomorrowland, disaster strikes on September 23rd. In NCIS, The Last Man Standing was the episode Do They Know 23? No, you know that signal there. In Jim Carrey's movie 23, he mentions the date September 23rd as the day that hell arrives. In the TV show Sleepy Hollow, September 23rd, a new dimension is opened. Hello?
Maybe September 23rd. September 23rd, 1780.
Evil is released on September 23rd in the movie Ghostbusters. This is the End with Seth Rogen. September 23rd is the date that the rapture happens. In the movie Pandemic, the East Coast is hit with this pandemic on September 23rd. In the movie Labyrinth, evil consumes the world on September 23rd.
9 hours and 23 minutes. You'll be mine.
TV show Lost, the plane crashes on a remote island on September 22nd.
69 days. What was the date?
September 22nd.
It was September 22nd.
Movie Castaway starring Tom Hanks, the driver's license of the dead pilot says 9/23. You have a Taco Bell commercial escaping a concentration camp on 9/23. Guinness beer commercial, if you keep an open mind, you'll discover dark secrets. And the stopwatch stops on 9/23. Okay, you can't make this up. It's just everywhere. Black Eyed Peas video, the calendar of the month. It goes all the way up to like September 22nd, then it just stops. So there's it's all X'd out on the 23rd moving forward. Asteroid.
And I can't help but wonder, is Satan laughing at us? I'm sure he is. He hates us. But I wonder if God's laughing too. Because as George Carlin once said, if you want to make God laugh, just tell him your plans.
Now, they did the same thing when 9/11 happened. And I'm not going to play this video, and you know why. As you see, I'm not going to even speak on it because you know how they get down. But you see, they're expecting 2023, 2024, It's the dates 23, 24, September 23, 24, 2025. Now, it's all making sense if you can see it through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, that Babylon is about to fall. And the scriptures foretold us of these events that was going to happen. And it's so many scriptures that pretty much points to Babylon falling, the events that's coming in, what's going to happen. And we all know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, the elect are going to be saved out of these events, man. The time of Jacob's trouble, we went over, several times, man, starting with the apostles and elders. But the point is, we have to be patient and understand this is about to happen, man. Because the Lord is not going to save us right away. We're going to have to go through the straight gate, man. We're going to have to go through these things. But you have to have your spirit built up with the faith of the Lord, man. Because we're going to see some things that we've, never imagined in our life. And I'm going to start right here in Revelations 14 and verse 6. It says, "And I saw another angel flying in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people, saying with a loud voice, fear power and give glory to him." And that's what the point is of this ministry. Fearing the Lord and giving glory to him. Because we have preached the gospel. We have preached the good news to our people and also to the heathen. We've been ambassadors to the heathen as Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua had us to be. And as our forefathers, Obadiah and Isaiah, we ain't going to name them all, but you know what I mean. But the point for us as hopeful elect is to fear the Lord, man. These events have to happen before the Lord returns. And this is why you got to gird up your spirit, man. It says, fear power and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come. And that's plain, man. These things that nobody's going to see. Your mama can't say, your daddy can't save you. The only one that's going to have mercy on you to save you is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. And his judgment is come. And you seeing these puzzle pieces put in place for the judgment. It says, and worship him that made heaven and earth, and the sea, and the foundations of waters. And that's what we are to do. Worship Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. And there follow another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of her fornication, of the wrath of her fornication. So we seeing that this place is set to be judged. And the Lord is only going to have mercy on his elect. So if you repent, continue on this straight and narrow path of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, the straight gate, man. Continue on this path. Because 2/3 of our people are finna feel the wrath of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. Mentally as well as physically. Because a lot of things are finna happen that we can't take back or change. As you see here, Revelation 18:1, Babylon is fallen. Verse 1, it says, and after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, the great is falling, and is become the habitation of devils. And that's plain, man. After the CV came, you could just see the devils just turned up into people, man. And all over the globe, man. The deceiver has deceived so many people into taking that juice, and now it's soon for them to take that jab. Not a jab, but the MOTB. And the hold of every foul spirit. See that? Every foul spirit in the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And that's what DT was doing, man. Putting these sanctions on people for them to get in these countries, for them to get in line with the agenda of the elite. That's what the sanctions was about. To cripple them, to come into the agenda of the elite. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. See, they have waxed rich with this place, man. That's why DT did what he did with the tariffs, man. And you can read on. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but the point is, this place is set for a great fall, and you're seeing it being put in place for it to fall. And it's only gonna make sense for the elect. Everybody else, they have no clue. They think everything is going as planned, as God would plan this place for their sake, not knowing the Lord is crushing this place for His Son to return. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. This is Revelation 17 and verse 17. It says, "For power hath put in their heart to fulfill His will, and to agree, and to give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of power shall be fulfilled." And that's what's happening, man. They've been given over to Babylon the Great until the Lord's word is being fulfilled, and they're going to turn. Even his own allies are going to turn on him, man. But the Lord's word has to be fulfilled, man. That's why all the nations that are allied with him are falling in place, man. No one is bucking up against this man, DT, man. Verse 18, it says, "And the women which saw it, and the women which thou sawest is that great city." See that woman is Babylon the Great, man. You can read up in the top of it where it tells you, explains to you, the mother of harlots. But just for the sake of time, I got a bunch of scriptures I want to really hit. It says, "And the women, and the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth." See that this place reigned over all the nations. As the South Korean president came over yesterday, he didn't buck up against nothing DT said, man. He didn't buck up against nothing he said. He pretty much told him, we control the land. We should own the land where our bases is. We lease it. Y'all leasing it to us. Y'all should give it to us, man. So they reign over all these nations, man. All their allies. They're the head of NATO. No one of these nations is connected to NATO is gonna buck up against Babylon the Great until the word is fulfilled. And that word is being fulfilled, man. Because these dominoes are about to start to fall, man. This is Revelation 18 and verse 10. Just want to hit the point here. It says, "Stand afar off for the fear of her torment." See that? That's what's soon to happen when this place falls, man. It says, "A saying at last, that great city, Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come." See that? It's only going to take 1 hour for the Lord to bring judgment on this place. But it's going to be tormented first before that fire hits it. But the Lord has blessed the hopeful elect to receive His wisdom, knowledge, and understanding at the end of Esau's world, man. So we're blessed to get this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding now, man. 2/3 of our people can't see the Lord making moves on our behalf, but we can. Lord willing, I'm a part of that number. This is Proverbs 1 in verse 5. It says, "A wise man will hear and will increase learning." See that? When we heard this word, we increased in learning, man. We searched things out. We studied. We did everything that we could to increase in learning, man, in the knowledge of the Lord. "And a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel." See that? We attain that wise counsel, man. The men of the Lord, from the apostles and elders, a great millstone. "To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings." And that's what the Lord blesses us to search out. The fear of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is the beginning of knowledge. And that's what we have, man. The knowledge of the Lord, because we first feared the Lord and we move with fear. to get this wisdom, knowledge, understanding as best we possibly could, man. And being built up in the faith of the Lord. He says, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. See that? The Lord blessed us to teach this word. But everyone else that didn't seek the Lord, they despised it, man. They despised wisdom and instruction because the Lord instructed us what to do to be saved, man. And I always say the Lord gave it to us at this time for salvation. Because a lot of our people, it don't matter what age they are, they weren't given this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding at the end of the world. They continue on with their life. It was their job, their career, or whatever. They continue on what they believe was right. This is Proverbs 8 and verse 13. It says, the fear of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is to hate evil. And see, when we speak that we hate evil, they think it's we're crazy or against what we've all been known, always been taught, man. That we don't want to be associated with no one that's not coming into this faith, man. Because these Christians, they want Esau, they want everyone to make it, man, especially Esau. But we feared the Lord, man. We believed in what he said and not no one else, man. 13, one more time. The fear of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is to hate evil, pride and arrogancy, and the evil way. A forward mouth do I hate. And this is what the Lord hates, man. So we hate what our Lord hates, man. Counsel is mine and sound wisdom. I am understanding. I have strength. By me, kings reign and princes decree justice. By me, princes rule and nobles, even all the judges of the earth. And see, the Lord put these kings in place. Your DTs and your 13 family. He put them in power, man. He gave them the earth, man. Job 9 and 24. He set them up. I love them that love me. And that's plain for our people to understand. If the Lord, you love the Lord, you're going to show you your love for the Lord by doing his will, man. I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me. And that's plain, man. The Lord woke us up now to find him before the judgment came, man. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is going to have mercy on his elect, man. And I pray the Lord I'm a part of that number, man. It ain't gonna matter if you a bad bitch or you got money or you got a 6-pack and you did all this work for charity or you was in the military. The Lord don't care nothing about that, man. The Lord is seeking those that seek him, that fear him, that keep his commandments. And not saying you got to be perfect, but if you seek the Lord, you will find him. And the Lord will have you guided to where he will have you be guided to, man. And that's the true man of the Lord, man. This is Proverbs 14 and verse 24. It says, the crown of the wise is their riches. See that? The crown of the wise is their riches. And that wise, that wisdom that we have is our crown that's going to be placed on our head very soon, man. You're going to know who was wise in the time of the Lord return, man. You're going to know who was a part of the elect. The Lord is going to give charge over those men. Was it Psalms 91? But the foolishness of the fools is folly. See that? Our people continue on in the world thinking it's ever going to end, man. Thinking it's always going to be this way, man. You're going to be able to go to Publix. You're going to be able to go to Applebee's, Long John Silver's and eat and enjoy your day, party at the club, hit the club. But it's on a low level, man. All that's the spirit of that is gone, man. Partying and bullshitting and clubbing and that's gone, man. Used to back in the day when Facebook was popular, you can go on Facebook, you see everybody posting their food and what they went on the weekend and they vacation. They don't do that no more, man. These people are being set up for a great slaughter and they have no clue about it, man. They have no clue about it. Verse 25, it says, A true witness delivereth souls. See that? A true witness delivereth souls. So if you listen to men of the Lord, you've been blessed to have this wisdom, knowledge, understanding to be delivered. Just as I have heard the apostles and elders. It's a trickle-down effect, man. So that's why the Lord continues to put on our spirit to do lessons, continue to bring out information for the hopeful elect. But a deceitful witness speaketh lies. Someone going and saying the MOTB is not the RFID. They're not a wise witness, man. They're speaking lies. Telling you the Lord name and Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, they're speaking lies, man. And the judgment is going to soon happen to those that don't fear the Lord. Because you have to fear the Lord to call on his name, man. To pray to the Lord. But you're soon to see, man. Let me continue on. It says, verse 26, it says, in the fear of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is strong confidence. See that? We have strong confidence in the Lord. And his children shall have a place of refuge. Plain. The fear of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is the foundation of life to depart from the snares of death. And that's what we want, man. We want to depart from that trap of death, man. And these people have no clue that they're in a trap of death. This is mercy, man, for the Lord to give us his wisdom, knowledge, understanding, for us to understand it plainly, man. This is mercy. And we have our forefathers that received mercy from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And we want to receive it as well, man. Especially at the end of the world. I'm just hitting the point here in verse 28. This is Job 28, verse 28 says, unto man he said, behold, the fear of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, that is wisdom. See that? The fear of the Lord, that is wisdom. Not having money, not getting stocks, not trying to get no cryptocurrency. No, man, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom. And to depart from evil is understanding. See that? We understand the Lord is going to bring judgment. That's the understanding that we've been, that's the understanding that we receive at the end of the world, man. The judgment of the Lord is here. And the Lord is showing you that the time is running short, man. If you haven't came into the truth and came wholeheartedly to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, begging for mercy, repenting, turning your back from the world, you're going to suffer death by pain from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. This is Psalms 111 in verse 9. He sent redemption unto his people. See that? He sent men out to preach his word, man. He have commanded his covenant forever. Holy and reverend is his name. The fear of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. See that? We have a good understanding of the end of the world, man. His praise endureth forever. So you got to say, the water Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man, for giving us this understanding, man. We have an understanding, man, that people would pay for if they knew that what we know. They would do everything they possibly could to get in your shoes, man. So Lord willing was edifying me in it there. Shalom. Shalom.